IIT Campus by Ms. Vandero.
Ludwig Mies van der Rohe was a German-American architect who became one of the most influential architects of the 20th century. He was known for his role in the development of modernism by emphasizing open space and revealing the industrial materials used in construction.
His modernist style can be seen through his work in the Farnsworth House, the Barcelona Pavilion, and the Seagram Building.
In 1930, Mies became the director of Berlin's Bauhaus, serving as its leader until it was forced to close in 1933 under pressure from the Nazi government. He eventually immigrated to the United States in 1937, where he settled in Chicago. In September 1938, Mies was appointed as Director of Architecture at the Armour Institute of Technology. He consequently received commissions to do the master plan for the IIT campus, which was formed by the merger of Armour Institute of Technology and Lewis Institute of Technology.
As a starting point, he threw a grid over the original site. The dimensions of the grid were based on the modular dimensions established by studying the initial program.
Chemical laboratories, classrooms, and drafting rooms were the types of rooms needed for those programs. Those room sizes were determined from the sizes and arrangements of desks, drafting tables, and lab benches. This in turn began as a reverse planning order and determined the direction of the growth of the campus, where the furniture determined the room size, which then added up to the building size, and together the buildings created up the campus grid.
Mies' final master plan for the campus was based on a 24 feet by 24 feet grid that also served as a structural module for locating building columns. This was the first time Mies used the grid as a planning tool. Mies stated that orderliness was the real reason for using the grid. The grid created the space between and within the 2 to 3-story buildings and incorporated Mies' concept of universal space. His idea on this included the expression of structure, exterior walls used as skin, and the overlapping placement of buildings to allow space to flow fluidly.
All of the building exteriors on the campus use mixtures of glass, steel, and concrete materials. By limiting himself to these types of contemporary materials, he was able to craft the expression of modernity and timelessness. This is especially noted in the S.R. Crown Hall, which is the School of Architecture and Urban Design, and the most admired building on campus.
In 1956, at the end of his tenure at IIT, Mies designed the Crown Hall. He broke the language that he had adopted for the most of the other buildings on campus, and reformulating at the new scale the totally open conditions of the Farnsworth House and of the 50 by 50 house.
The campus and Crown Hall have the same concepts of space, structure, and aesthetics, but they were executed very differently. Mies broke his original mold and refined it through this building. The column-free open plan of the main floor of Crown Hall demonstrates Mies' innovative concept of creating universal space that can be infinitely adapted to changing use. Its expansive size of 120 feet by 220 feet in floor area with a ceiling height of 18 feet allows individual classes to be held simultaneously, without disruption, while also maintaining creative interactions between faculty and students. Contrary to the other buildings on campus, the Crown Hall uses structure to define the space. The roof of the building is suspended from the underside of 4 steel plate girders. The girders are themselves supported by 8 exterior steel columns, spaced at 60 feet intervals. The interior is then divided by freestanding oak partitions that demarc spaces for classes, lectures, and exhibits. Because the structure allows the floor plan to be open, the uses in the building are infinite. Mies developed a new standard for architecture, where less is more. His design of Crown Hall and the master plan of the IIT campus allowed his rational ideas on space, structure, and aesthetics to develop the concept of modernism.